Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, good afternoon. How are you doing? Coin Junkie, Sissy Atwell, how you two doing? Looks like we got 5 viewers in here and 4 likes, so we're doing great. Got my scope ready. I've got my flip inserts ready. And I hope this roll doesn't give me a lot of problems. But this is the roll I have chosen as the chosen one for your free second try at Die Varieties in a 1960 Philadelphia roll. And we've got all your names right here. Coin Junkie, I don't remember you getting in on this one, but I know Sissy did. So I'm going to grab my bag. I always forget to have this ready. It's absolutely no difference now than normal. Tell you what, I'm also going to need this. I have to have a box cutter because, hey there, Blues. Everybody hear me okay, right? I just want to make sure that I'm actually being heard. I wouldn't want this to go through an entire show with people not being able to hear me. Sin Delicious, how you doing? Steve Price. Okay, so here's how I'm going to work this. I'm going to make an attempt to open this roll. And I'm going to show you how I do it with these rolls. These particular tubes have caps on both ends. They look almost like a, well, they look like a pipe bomb. And sometimes these can be extremely difficult to open, to the point that I almost have to slit and cut at them to get them to come apart. There's the cap off one end. Now I always take the cap off both ends. This would be a good lesson for anyone who gets these tubes and has trouble using tools to get them open. They usually work relatively well like this. Usually. And a little bit of trouble with this right here. There goes the first coin falling out. Okay, this tube is going to give me issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a couple of more slits in it so I can work on peeling the tube away. See, I'm peeling it away here. This camera is horrible. There. So now you can see that I've actually cut slits in it and I'm peeling the top of it away. And then that will allow me to grab around the edge of the top and continue pulling until I can get the top to come off. These pieces will cut you too, folks. So you gotta watch out. Don't get cut by it. So I've got the cap off both ends. And I've already got a little bit of a flange, I would call it, started here on this end. And so what I can do is I can just start peeling it back and rolling it off, kind of like a tube of lifesavers. And as long as you're pulling down while you're pulling across, you can actually take pieces of the roll and just peel it away. And that's what I'm doing here. Just peeling it away. This isn't gonna give me too many issues. They're not easy. I can tell you that for sure. I can tell you also that they're pretty good at preserving the coins inside. So the coins inside are usually in pretty good condition, which is another reason why I chose this. But the primary reason I chose this is because I know these tubes were used before people started checking 1960 for double dies. And, well, once you get these coins in these tubes like this, you can't get them out of the tube without destroying the tube. So I chose to use this particular one as an example of A, how do I get them open, and B, our best chance of having an original roll of coins to go through. Hello, Mr. McBride. Still working on this little puppy. 9 minutes in, and here we go. Okay, when I get close to the end, like I am right now, I've only got about 8 or 10 coins left in there. they should just push right through. They shouldn't really stick to the wrapper or to the roll. And this is what the roll turns out looking like when I'm done with it. And so, of course, you're not going to use this again, which that wasn't my intent anyway. But, of course, you're not going to use it again. Why would you want to use something the coins get stuck in like that? I'm going to throw this away. And now I have all of my coins out here in a row. I've got them out here in order. And I'm going to go from left to right, so I'm flipping the entire roll. I have already counted the number of names that I have for this roll. My bag is empty. I have 50 names. Hello, Deanne. Did I start late enough for you? Mix them up real good. And we're going to draw for coin number 1. Coin number 1 will go to Mr. Dowdle, J. Dowdle. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, I've got that focused way up close. How about if I zoom out? That was the problem. There we go. Get this piece of paper out of the way. It's going to forever bother me while I'm doing this. My desk is just piled with stuff right now. I'm working on trying to get to a point where I've actually got room to move around. I've got everything shipped out that needs to be shipped out. Everything's all cleaned up and I'm ready to go for next week. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, look at the nice little football-shaped die crack we've got right on the head. But I'm not seeing any kind of die variety yet. Not on the obverse anyhow. Let's flip it over and take a look at the reverse and see what we see there. Okay, it's a later die state coin. Does not appear to have doubling in the initials. Does not appear to have doubling at the bottom of the word cent or at the bottom of the word one or toward the rim from United or States. No notching or doubling of any other kind that I can see on the reverse. So coin number 1 works out to be a normal coin. Sorry, Mr. Dowdle, you get yourself a normal coin. All right, coin number 2. Let me get my razor out of the way here. Coin number 2. Sissy Atwell. Sissy, let's see what you got. Coin number 2. Nothing that I can see in the date. Nothing in the motto. You see this little bit of doubling that you can see right there on the E of we? In fact, let me zoom in on it. This is a good educational moment. Teaching moment here. There. You can see doubling in the E of we on the bottom, the middle, and the top, and on the inside of it. That is master die doubling. That's normal for 1960, the large date. Almost all of the 1960 large dates, whether it be the Philadelphia Mint or the Denver Mint, will have this. So just letting you know, don't be fooled by it. It's not a singular double die where you would actually get any value back out of it. It's always nice to have one of these as an example. And looks like everybody who is in this roll will probably get a decent example of it because it appears most of these coins are earlier die state. Let's take a look for anything on this side. And it looks like we have nothing on the reverse of this one, so that's coin number 2. Coin number 2 has nothing. Alrighty, let's move on to coin number 3 and see what happens there. Coin number 3 will go to Joe McBride. Joe McBride gets himself a no, it's too thin. It's normal. I was looking for maybe a little bit of Class 6 doubling. There is something going on with this coin. I was looking for maybe a little Class 6 doubling, but not sure what I am looking at here. I do know that the U in trust and the S in trust, they look a little too wide. And that R in trust looks too wide as well. Yeah, let's find us a marker on this and see if we find a sister to it. Looking for a good marker. Looks like I got some die scratches in the throat area. I want to use something that looks a little newer. Something that's a little easier to identify. Not seeing anything right now though. Do we have any die cracks in the hair? We do. We have a die crack right there, running from the ear all the way up to near the top of the head. And it looks like we have, is that a die crack going all the way to the rim? No, it's not all the way to the rim. But it is pretty nice die crack under the W of we in the hair. I guess we could use that in conjunction with these what appear to be very old die scratches in the throat area. Hello, Frank. I'm going to move this thing up. Excuse the noise, because I feel like it's talking to my ear. There we go. Now, let me get that a little bit closer to me so that I'm actually speaking into it. There we go. Okay, we're going to save this off to the side, and I'm going to take a better look at it later because it appears that it could be a minor double die obverse. So that's a Joe McBride coin. Coin number 3. And I will take coin number 3 and set it off to the side. Coin number 4 will go to, hello Paula, hello Penny Parent, Coin Dragon, Wild Bill. Wild Bill will get the next coin. Now what do we have on the next coin? We got a bunch of swirly die scratches. If this turns out to be anything, it's going to be an easy marker. I do see what some people would list as a double die off the first T of trust on the right side. It appears that there is a very weakly hubbed T sticking out of the right of this T. It's not enough for me to mess with, but some people like them. Wow, look at those die scratches. Shabam. Hit you right in the face. Unfortunately, it appears as though we have nothing on the obverse of this coin. Let's take a look at the reverse. There are a number of decent double die reverses. We're going to be looking for those here today. And like with the last roll, I'm looking pretty much on the outside edges of the lettering. Found one example of one single double die in the last roll I went through, and it was a minor one. It was there nonetheless. So there's nothing on this one. That's a Wild Bill coin. Tell you what, folks, we don't run into die varieties very often with 1960 plain, but when we do, they're nice. They'll really be nice. Yeah, holy Brillo pads. Vicky Cardwell. Vicky Cardwell gets coin number 5. Let's see what's on coin number 5. And nice long die scratch coming out of the bottom of the 1 there. Let's see if we have anything to go with it. As in, I'd like to see some hub doubling here. Another one looks a little fat in trust. Huh. I don't know about that. Does this happen to have our throat marks? No, it doesn't have the throat marks. No throat marks. And let's look at the reverse. See what we have on the reverse. I'm actually really a little more excited to look at the reverses on these than I am on the obverse, because there's just not a whole lot known for the obverses. Reverse, there's about, I don't know, 8 or 10 different double die reverses known. And some of them are actually really nice. Okay, I see nothing on this one. No Co-Silver. How you doing today? Next auction's Tuesday. Tuesday's next auction. I will have roll reveals available for next Tuesday, but I will know a little bit more about what I'm going to have, I believe, tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a much better chance of knowing exactly what I will have. I'm supposed to meet up with someone and possibly buy some rolls. Like I need to buy more rolls. Okay, well, here's another 1960D with holy Brillo pad going on. Oh, he's got a booger in his eye. Big old die scratch up above the R of trust. All kinds of markers. Nothing to use them for. As I see no doubling on the obverse of this coin. This is the makeup roll, Mr. Dowdle. It's not really a makeup for anything because the last roll was actually pretty nice, and it seems to be that this one may not be as high quality as the last one. Last roll had some really nice quality coins in it. This is just like a second chance. It's like, well, most people didn't get much of anything out of the last roll. We're going to give them another chance to see if they come up with anything in this roll. Just kind of a little freebie. Cold today. You're off? Or cold as in you have a cold? There you go. It's a nice long weekend, that's for sure. Mr. Hampton. It's the next coin in the roll. That's coin number 7. Let's see what we got for coin number 7. See, this one's got my marks in the throat. Right there. So this goes back to that other die that I held aside. You see how fat the T and the R are? T and the R. It appears as though I may have a minor class 1 or class 5 double die going on here. So I have to take a better look at it later. And there's my die crack in the hair. So that is the same die. I take a look at the other side and see what we've got on the other side. As usual. And what is that? Okay, I have no idea what that is. Looks like a little cocoon or something. I have aliens on my coins. There's another one. Looks like a little wax ball. I guess that probably fell off of the plastic or something. Okay, we're going to stick this one off to the side as well because it matches coin number 3 for die markers. And so I've got coin number 3 and coin number 7. Pull it off to the side just in case they are listable double dies. And if they are, then we will get them listed. Here, Vicky Cardwell again. What does Vicky get? That's that same die with all the swirly die scratches everywhere. Huge, huge markers. I mean, awesome markers, but markers for nothing. Really deep east and west die scratches going through Liberty. Nothing on the eye. And probably nothing on the reverse, just like the last one. Big, giant, swirly die scratches going everywhere. And as I look carefully again, I see the same thing I saw on the last coin, which would be to be expected. Nothing. Okay. All right, Vicky gets coin number 8. Let's take a look and see who gets coin number 9. Mr. McBride. Mr. McBride will get coin number 9. Let's take a look at what's on it. Oh, it's another one of those. Big, giant, long, swirly die scratches going everywhere. You got your east and west die scratches running through Liberty. Let's take a look at this side. And once again, we have a lot of die markers and no hub doubling. Okay. Coin number 9 is the same die as coin number 8. And neither of them are anything to be excited about. Hello, Diane. Levels of Madness gets the next one. Is Levels in here today? Levels might be in here watching. We'll have to see. What do we get? There's a little speck of spot on the coin there. Looks like it's a normal coin though. A die crack running right through the forehead. Alright. The best coin I found doing these reveals, gosh, what was it? I think it was some of the 1960 RPMs that we found. Actually, I found some 1955 RPMs one day, 1955S. I also found some 1943S double die obverses. We've come up with 1949D RPMs. I'm looking to try to get into more rolls like that and some of the better older rolls, so we're not doing these 1960 rolls all the time. Because, well, 1960 is pretty if you get a nice die variety, but otherwise they're just kind of not worth the effort. And it turns into kind of a loss for everybody all the way around if I don't come up with anything in these rolls. And well, 1960 rolls are exciting when they have something in them, but they don't very commonly have something in them. Looking for the marks in the throat because this one appears to be another one of those. Extra thickness going on there. In God We Trust. And it doesn't have the right die crack in the hair for it to be the same die. I really having to kind of give a good... Oh, when I turn it this way, they don't look doubled. So that's probably not a double die then. Let's take a look at the reverse on this one. Now, 1960 plain is known for double die reverses. It does have a number of them. They are nice too. But I don't happen to see one here now. Okay. You need to fill a spot for 1960 plain in your album? Tell you what, brother, you're getting some good ones. That last roll was a hit. It was a nice one. Well, Paula, have a good time with the wedding stuff. I know that you've been preparing for that for quite a while, so you have a great day. Robert Adams gets the next one. And again, we have the swirly die scratches going everywhere, so we know that this is a normal die, because we keep running into these same markers. And there's the markers there, the curved die scratch. I see an of every time that I put it up on the block to look at it. Got no errors or other weird oddballs going on there. Hello, Mr. Hampton. We've run into a couple of your coins already, or one or two of your coins. I can't remember exactly how many, but I do believe. See, yeah, one of them you got what I believe could be a minor double die obverse. So there you go. All right, Mr. Dowdle. Mr. Dowdle is going to get on his vacation. Yeah. Yeah, this one looks like one of those thicker ones. It may just be the strike that did that. That looks like it could be a strike issue. But see, it's got the lines in the throat that I was looking for. And when we flip it over, we should easily see our markers on the reverse as well. Let's see. Look at all those. A lot of markers. Markers everywhere. But nothing to be excited about on this particular coin. We'll keep trying. Coin number 14. Coin number 14 will turn out to go to Levels of Madness. Levels of Madness will get coin number 14. If anyone is in here and they're messaging me, I don't answer messages while I'm doing live chat. So please discontinue messaging me until we can get to a point where I'm not live anymore. and then I will be happy to take any messages outside of this event. But while I'm in the event, only the people in the event are the ones I pay attention to. But this one just looks kind of tired. This coin does. All the way around just kind of looks tired. So I guess if I do shows on Friday afternoon, it's something that you guys can all watch because you get bored and don't have any other coin stuff to watch. Are you watching me because you're bored, or are you happy to see me because I cure your boredom? Which one is it? Alrighty. Well, we're not getting very far with this roll, I can tell you that for sure. But, yeah, at least for your buck, you get another try. Tried to give you another try. I tried. My voice is soothing, huh? Well, I appreciate that. So I think someone mentioned something to the effect of me sounding like Bob Ross. And so then I just started going through rolls, talking in my normal voice, and now I think I've become the Bob Ross of coin roll hunting. That does have our throat mark. So that's got our throat markers. Flip it over and check for our reverse markers. We're going to have big heavy die scratch in the T there. Yep, got those die scratches. And the ones I really look for are the one through the EN on the lower reverse. There we go. Lots and lots of heavy die scratches. So this one will become another coin on the short list of coins that we are finding in this roll that could possibly be a double die. Now there's Deanne, because it's like Christmas, huh? Am I Santa Claus? Mr. Dunn. Mr. Dunn gets the next coin in the roll. Let's see what Mr. Dunn came up with. And I don't see anything there. Nothing there. Nothing there. It's a clean coin. I mean, it's nice. Not a lot of marks or stains or other oddball issues going on. And nothing else. Happy little pennies live right over here. That's right. Let's make us a little spot. Mr. Hampton gets the next coin. Let's see what Mr. Hampton gets. I think being calm and collective is probably a lot of what helps me concentrate on what I'm doing. I have another one of those. This could be a double die obverse. I'm going to look through all of these and make sure that I'm not seeing things. Oh. Yeah, but the soothing voice kind of soothes me too, right? I'm falling asleep every time I do this. It's not because I'm bored, it's just because, well, typically my dog is in here snoring, and when my dog is in here snoring, he makes me tired. Wild Bill gets the next coin. It's coin number 19. 19, now serving number 19. What do we have? Bunch of die scratches, but I don't remember seeing this pattern of die scratches before. No, I definitely haven't seen this pattern of die scratches before. This is a different die, I think, than we have seen in this roll. So we will spend a little bit of extra time taking a good look at it. Let's take a look at the reverse and see what we've got going on there. Ooh. Well, darn it. Thought maybe we'd have a chance at running into a good double die, but I don't see anything. That's right. You talking about me or the dog about napping all day? My wife gets on to me because sometimes I have a tendency to take a nap during the middle of the day. The levels got kind of low again. That's probably because my little thing's spring-loaded and it wants to pop back up on me. Here we go. All right, so here's Wild Bill. Is that a little bit better, Coin Dragon? It happens when I point my mouth away from the mic. I need to get a mic that actually picks me up better, regardless of what direction I'm coming from. Parfait. Awesome. Well, I don't think I have seen this die yet either. This one looks a little different. To get my jaw stretched back into place. Here we go. I'm not seeing anything on this one either. Okay. Well, I need to hit this with the lucky hammer. Get a headset. I could do that, but you really want to be talking to somebody who has something over their ears? Sissy Atwell. There we go. Why would I need a headset? Just asking. For a friend. Ha. Oi, oi, oi. I was perfectly fine until I started this. Seriously, I've not been up here yawning all day. All right, there's Sissy Atwell's next coin. Hello, Mr. Johnson. Get a headset just one? What would I need a headset for? What purpose would a headset serve to me? Maybe that I could hear myself? I don't know that I really want to hear myself. Tyler's just saying I sound like Bob Ross. Okay, exactly. Why is it that Tyler watches Bob Ross? Got a happy little bush right down there. Maybe have a chipmunk living in the bush. If Jessica just heard that, she busted out laughing. Jeremy. What sounds interesting. It's really nice. Can you take photographs of any of these coins and just let me see photos first before we go through? Sorry, sending anything back and forth. Jeff Dunn received his today, too. Here's Deanne. Let's see what Deanne gets. And, oh, it's another one of those with the swirly die scratches that go pretty much everywhere. We've seen a few of these. Interesting little die, but Discussion about freezing coins and then warming back and forth to remove carbon spots. I think that removed those waxy, grayish, whitish spots that were on the coins yesterday. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. My thing with that is, first, I really don't know what the whitish, grayish spots are. Yeah. The second thing is, I've never actually tried that method. So I have no idea whether or not that method would work, even on a carbon spot. So, thinking that it might work on spots that I have no idea what they really are, Todd C gets the next coin. It's kind of throwing two variables together to see if you get an answer, and I'm not really sure. Todd Carmen, this coin's for you. I don't see anything here, except a few spots here and there. Okay, Jeremy, yeah, just give me some really good photos, and I'll take a look. I'm a little hesitant to let people just, throw coins in an envelope and send them to me. I'm also very hesitant to tell people just to get their coins graded based on photos alone. But perhaps if we see something that I think really warrants the money to grade it, then you could send it to me, and I'll take a really good close inspection of it and make sure before it actually gets sent off. Next one, Mr. Hampton. Guess what? You get this coin. Yeah. And it looks like we might have hit another dead spot in the roll zone, because I'm not seeing anything else other than that one possible maybe minor double die. Right. I understand, Jeremy. That the point, though, is that I wouldn't want to tell you to send a coin in to have it graded if I wasn't relatively sure that it would grade at the level we're looking for. I did have a friend bring some rolls and some coins here for me to take a look at, and I graded them for him and had him submit a certain number of them. He submitted them. He was happy with his submissions, but they didn't quite get the levels that we were looking for. I have a little bit of trouble predicting NX grading. Their grading seems to be a little soft here and there. I'm better at doing NGC grading, and PCGS grading is not far off of NGC grading. It's maybe a little more stringent, but not much. I'm just flipping through these coins because, I'll stop and talk to you as soon as I see something that's really kind of worth talking about. But so far, I'm seeing pretty much just a normal roll of 1960 Philadelphia Lincoln cents. And so we'll have to see how that works out. Mr. Adams. Coin number 27 will go to Mr. Dowdle. Mr. Dowdle, vacationing in beautiful Tahiti, will get... Well, see, that right there is a good example of eject doubling. See on the 6 and on the top of the 9, you actually have it's a raised ridge right at the lip of the coin. So you draw from the bottom of the 6 over, you're going to go across, and then right before you hit that drop off, it ridges upward, and that's like scooping the design upward. And you get that sometimes, and it's eject doubling. It happened during the ejection of the coin from the chamber after it was struck. It is still machine doubling. It still does count as machine doubling, but machine doubling, as we know, doesn't have much value unless it's really extreme, and even then, I'd kind of watch how much of my hard-earned cash I spend on them, because they are rather common. They're not very difficult to find. There we go from Mr. Dowdle. Got another normal coin out of the roll. Coin number 28. Paul Hampton again. Let's see what Mr. Hampton gets. Well, you guys pretty much know I haven't seen these coins because, well, I had to cut the roll open just to get them out, so you guys can tell I've not seen anything out of this roll until we get them out and look at them. The roll looked pretty good from both ends, so I figured, well, this will be a good one to try. And I've had rolls before that, yeah, just like, I think I'll try this one. This one looks okay, and then I'll open it, and I'll be in the privacy of my own home with no cameras running, and suddenly I run into $300 worth of coins. No cameras, no lights. It's like the fishing story when you were alone. He was this big. So Tyler actually thought I was Bob Ross. Well, I'm flattered. 1960 Philadelphia, sorry. Yeah, it looks like we're coming up dry on this roll. Yeah, I've seen this die before. Later die state. It's one of the only later die state reverses I've seen in these. Just for this roll. There's a lot of late die state 1960 Lincoln cents. They used them until the dies were about to fall apart. Vicky Cardwell. I'm very glad, Mr. Dowdle. I'm happy to please customers, especially good customers who don't whine about the normal. Now, see, that looks like a double die, folks. I got fooled by that the other day, but I tell you what, that R sure looks like it's doubled. Is this one of the ones with the scratches in the throat? No, it's not. And it doesn't have the die crack running in the right direction either. No, I'll have to give this a good close look under my other microscope when I run it back through. It's going to take me just a little while to get all these coins out to you people because, well, I had 3 rolls yesterday and I got 2 rolls today, so I've got to research 5 rolls of coins. It's going to take me a little bit of time. I'm glad the letters didn't hear you say that, Coin Dragon. The letters look a little plump. Do these jeans make my butt look fat? No. The fat in your butt makes your butt look fat. It's one of those things you never say to your wife. Yeah, the penultimate loaded question. Happens all the time. And then they consider you the idiot for not answering. Oh, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to say nothing. I'm good. I'm good. Midnight Silver Run. Yeah, got the same die that we've seen before. Bunch of swirly, squirrely die marks everywhere. Yeah, we should have a few deep ones on the reverse too. Right up. Nope, this may be a different one. This does appear to be a different one because it doesn't hardly have any markers on the reverse. Okay, so either they've changed reverses or this is a new obverse, so I need to take a little closer look at it. It never hurts to be positive. You always want to go back and check anything that you think might have been. No sense in being hasty about this. To most people, this is a hobby. This is supposed to be relaxing. This is supposed to be what you do on a cool rainy day like I've got out here today. It's, about 40 degrees? You got rain coming down. This is just not a day I really want to be outside. I need to teach my dog to poop in a box. Anybody have any help with that? How do you teach a bulldog to poop in a box? Yeah. It's an interesting little spot right there. That spot came right off the coin. But the spread it caused. Put bacon in the box? Yeah, but then he'll just want to eat the kitty litter. I want to make it so that he wants to do his duty in the box. I don't want him to try eating the kitty litter. They eat the kitty litter anyway? A doggy door. We don't have a fenced yard. And this neighborhood requires dogs be on leashes when you have them outside, especially when you have a neighborhood full of people who are skittish of dogs, and I have a dog that looks almost like a pit bull. He'd probably just go outside and stare at them, but they have this thing with dogs in this neighborhood. There's plenty of dogs in the neighborhood. That's not my point. My point is, not very many dogs run around off the leash here. Actually, none of them do. So a doggy door wouldn't necessarily work for him. Not until I can buy a house in a neighborhood where I can put up my own fence. Well, and I could in this neighborhood, however, the house is not mine. That was Todd Carmen. No, he doesn't go in the same spot, brother. I'll take him outside and we wander a half mile every time he goes outside. Unless it's raining. Then we just go outside, right outside the front porch. And he kind of looks at me like, do we really have to be out here? And I look at him and say, yep, we really have to be out here. And he's like, well, whatever. Then he goes over and drops his deuce and we're done. So there's our marks in the throat. And there's our die scratch in the hair. So we have another one of those, who knows what this is, dies. Looks like it could be a minor double die obverse. So I'm holding these off to the side as I'm recognizing what they are. And we are going to check them later this evening. Here's Mr. Dowdle's coin. How is Mr. Dowdle, number 35? Paul Hampton gets coin number 36. And here we go, coin number 36. This is one of those ones with the swirly, gwirly die scratches everywhere. This one's going to have a bunch of markers right up there, all over the place. Yes, sir. I'll flip it over, take a look at the other side. So I have an auction coming up on Tuesday where I'll be doing roll reveals for next week. The roll reveals come up at the end of the auction. The auction starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday. And what I'll be doing is an auction at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then, roughly 10 o'clock, the auction kind of comes to a close and we move over to selling roll reveal spots. Then I do the roll reveals on Wednesday and Thursday afternoon usually, sometimes Friday afternoon like today. Here's Vicky Cardwell. And then sometimes on Friday or Saturday evening, whenever I really just get a wild hair to do it, I'll run some sort of special sale or special auction or a special show or whatever, like I did couple of Fridays ago, or last Friday, or whenever it was, that I actually ran a specialized auction flash sale where I sold almost 1,400 rolls of pennies. I'm still getting through all of that. You know, it can take an hour to package one package, and when you got 60 packages to do, you're talking about 60 hours. That's a week worth of packaging. And I've got other stuff going on too. All right. You haven't really missed much of anything yet, Robert. There's one minor possible double die obverse that we're finding. That's it. This is one of them. So what we've got is a little die scratches, those old die scratches right there in the throat that parallel the front of the bow tie. And then we look up here, and trust seems to be a little over thick, going side to side. We trust seems to be a little thick, going side to side. So I'm going to take a really good look at this under a 30x microscope and see what I find on it. Tilt the lighting around, move the right lighting just so I can see it just right, and tell whether or not this happens to be a Class 5 or Class 1 double die obverse, which there is some chance that it could be. Turns out to be so. I'll mark it as such. Everybody will get an example. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Seven now. As this is one of them. And so put a die number on it for everybody. Probably take pictures of the best one out of the roll and use that as my plate coin. But we'll have to see. The 3 limit per person, I think that is a good idea. 3 limit per person at first, and then if we've got some left over after everyone speaks, then we allow people to buy seconds. So we could have we do have another one. There goes our die scratches underneath the throat. So I'm just seeing little hints here and there on each of these coins that this could be a minor double die obverse. So I also got this big die crack in the hair. I just don't want to let it go without knowing for sure, you know? It's a little interesting machine doubling right there on the side of the M of Unum. The initials are smudged out to nothing. All right, so there's another one. Found 10 die clashes in your first 64D roll. 10 die clashes, wow. Pretty good because I only looked in the first half of the roll. So you only looked in the first half of the roll and you already found 10 coins you like. Nice. So that means you'll probably find 20 in the roll. For the monthly shipping plan, folks, to give you something to do. How about if we do it? How about if we do a really big sale? Let's vote. Everyone who's here right now, looks like we've got 22 people in here right now. I want everyone to vote for a day. You want Black Friday. You want the Saturday or the Sunday after Black Friday. Or do you want Cyber Monday? What day do you want me to run this special sale? And I can tell you that when I do a special roll sale, there's going to be 2,000 rolls for sale. And it's going to take the place of the next Tuesday's auction because I will not have time to do an auction as well. It's a big mistake I made this time trying to run an auction right after a big roll sale. A multi-channel sale. See, I'm not even really sure how to do that. Coin Junkie says all of the above. I want everyone to vote whether it's going to be the day after Thanksgiving, which is the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Sissy says Monday. Diane says Sunday. Joe says Monday. You're really close to the end of the month there. Here's another one of our die scratches in the throat. Possible double die obverses with the thick R in trust. Got Diane saying Sunday. That's right. Happy little dice scratches live right underneath his throat. We're going to put a big old tree right here in the middle. Any day at or after 5 p.m. It'll be after 5 p.m. Take a look at this one again. I can't remember if this one had the dice scratches under the throat or not. Yes, it did. So, Mr. Dunn gets one of the possible double die obverses here. And that's coin number 40. Well, it isn't that he's not help. It's that Coin Dragon wants me to run a sale every day. He wants to see me kill myself with stress. Vicky Cardwell. That's what appears it's going to turn out to be a normal coin. So these coins are not in the shape that I thought they would be in. I thought they would be pretty well preserved because they were in that plastic shrink-to-fit tube. But they're not as preserved as I would hope. Okay. Nothing going on there. Sarcastic Peanut Gallery. I like sarcastic peanut galleries. Only when I'm a part of them. Friday or Monday, any day. And you say Coin Dragon's not any help, and you say, Friday or Monday, any day, really. So basically, you're saying the same thing, the day that ends in Y. Levels of Madness gets the next coin. That's coin number 42. Coin number 42 holds for us no promise yet. No promise. In a new, desolate world with no die varieties to be seen anywhere. Nope. Nothing up my sleeve. Mr. Patet says he'd prefer Sunday. Indeed proud to be included in the Peanut Gallery. You are now an official member of the Coppercoins Peanut Gallery. Friday the 29th, we got Friday, we got Sunday, we got Saturday, Monday. Any day. Penny Parent says Monday. Joe McBride, Monday. Sissy Atwell says Monday. I have to get some more votes in there for those other days unless you want it to be Monday, because Monday is what I'm going to pick for now. Joe McBride. I know we got more people who could vote. It doesn't matter if you plan on participating. Just if you plan on watching, if you plan on showing up. You don't know yet if you're going to participate, because I may give you stuff that is well below market value to the point that you will be so enticed you will have to stand up and bid. So if you have any intention on coming and watching and just being part of the Peanut Gallery, vote for a day. Vote for a day you think you'll be there. I'll run it at, say, probably 5 p.m. I won't do it on Thanksgiving, but I will do it any day during the weekend of Thanksgiving. Make it Monday. If Monday, make it afternoon PSD. What is that, Pacific time? PSD. Yeah, probably so. You're in Washington, right? The problem with doing that is making it, afternoon is fine. Cuds R Us, we're voting on what day you would want to see me do another massive roll sale. Massive roll sale. We're talking about thousands of rolls available for sale at blockbuster prices. Won't need to set an alarm. I'm going to send you an email. I'm going to send you an email probably the day before, and then I'll send you an email just an hour or two before the sale. It'll get lost in everybody else's email offers, but at least you will have an email from me telling you if you plan to be there, it's time to start making plans to move. So, yeah, it would be afternoon simply because I wouldn't be starting it until about 5, and I'm 3 hours ahead, so it'd be 2 in the afternoon to you. 5 in the afternoon, maybe 6 in the afternoon. I don't know. Maybe even 7. But it's something that'll last for, I'm going to say 2 to 3 hours because I'm going to have a lot of stuff. I'm going to tell you now, there's going to be a lot of stuff. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that, well, if you're looking for the older stuff and you're looking for the better stuff, the stuff that generally costs pretty good money, bring your wallets because I'm going to be showing you some goodies. I'm going to have some BU rolls from back in the 40s and 50s. I'm going to have a bunch of BU memorial rolls. We're going to have bank wrapped rolls. We're going to have shrink to fit tubed rolls that were tubed years and years and years ago. So there's very little, if any, chance that anyone's been through them for any kind of die varieties. Any day after 5 p.m. Eastern. Right at 5 Eastern, it would be what? 2 Pacific. Yes, that's correct. 2 o'clock Pacific would be 5 Eastern. So if I do it at 7 Eastern, then it's going to be 4 o'clock Pacific. So it'll be 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, 4 Pacific. I've always wanted to be that guy on the radio. West of the Rockies, call 1-800. East of the Rockies, get on the first time caller line. You did, Mr. Dowdle. You've got a box that won't even go on my shelf. It's so heavy. I've got it sitting on the floor in there. That's going to be another thing. That's going to save you guys a buku load of postage if you buy more at the upcoming sale because it's going to be within the same month and I'll be able to get all of them together in the same box. It looks like this roll is turning out to be that one die right there, the one with the scratches under the throat and the extra thick R. That's turning out to be the one saving grace for this roll, and I have found, close to a dozen of them now. Coins aren't in the absolute best shape. They're not anything to write home about. Wouldn't send any of them into a grading service, but they are uncirculated red coins. And when you get one of these die varieties, having it in red uncirculated is a really nice thing. Mr. Adams. 3 coins left to the end of the roll, and this is that third coin. Mr. Adams will get this. Robert Adams, Cuds on coins. Cuds are us. Cuds are us. And is Cuds are us, is that a group that I can send people to? Like a Facebook group? Tell you what. I'm going to do this right here. Cuds are us. You are now a moderator in my chat here. And I will have you put in a link to your Facebook group so that people can go join your Facebook group and chit-chat with you. Just go to your group, copy and paste in here, hit enter, and it'll become a link that people can use to get to your group. Coin number 49 goes to Jeff Dunn. Coin number 49, Jeff Dunn. 919 area code. That's where I live. I'll call it back. There's another one of those. Die scratches under the throat. Extra width and trust. And this one goes to Mr. Dunn. So we know Mr. Dunn's going to get one of them. Okay, I'm sure you sent me an invite, but if you, I don't have a whole lot of time for Facebook, actually. I'm I mean, I get on there and stuff, and I've got a group on there, and I do answer questions and things in my group, but I don't have a whole lot of time for other groups. I probably have not yet joined the group, but what I'm looking for is for you to go to the group, copy the address, and paste it in here so other people can come into the group and take a look, see if they want to join up. Last coin in the roll, and the very last coin and the very last chip I have belongs to Wild Bill. Wild Bill. When I list all of my bidders in alphabetical order, generally Wild Bill comes up last in alphabetical order, simply because I start his name with a W. So here he came up last in this roll, coin number 50. Nothing to speak for it on the obverse. And got nothing special on the reverse. So we've got one possible double die obverse that we've run into, well, close to a dozen of them in the roll. I'm just kind of looking it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It looks like I've got 11 of them. And I may have missed one of them in here, so I'll have to go back through all these coins and see if I missed any of them. But there we have the 50 coins, or not 50, but 40, 30 something. And then there's our stack of possible double die obverses from 1960 Philadelphia reveal number 25B, 25 Bravo, 25B. And I have another reveal to do. Where, we that close? Is it only 20 minutes from now? Is it 5 o'clock p.m. that I said, or is it 6? Somebody's going to have to help me here. Hey, I've got another stream coming up here pretty soon. It's going to be the 1960D replacement roll. And it's going to be a second chance roll for those of you who purchased spots in the 1960D for the other day. Yes, you did forget about that one. And we got a number of RPMs in that roll. Hopefully we'll get a number of RPMs in this roll too and make a lot of people nice and happy. I'm going to flip these around in that direction and have them going in separate directions so I'll know what's what. And I'll move this pile to the side and I'll get prepared for the next stream. And I'll see you guys when that stream comes up. You go ahead and run to McDonald's. I got plenty of time. But I'm going to look now because I don't know when this next stream comes up. I was hoping somebody else could tell me, but let me go to my channel here real quick. I can tell you. Hey, look, I'm live now. Let's see. It's scheduled for 6 p.m., so we have an hour and 20 minutes. So you have an hour and 20 minutes before I'm going to be opening another 1960D roll for all of the people who were involved in the last 1960D roll yesterday. So there we have it. You guys have fun, and I'll see you in an hour and a half.